Everybody's got a price.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle. We're back to the cartoon this week, and you know what? Sometimes a cartoon can annoy me because the plot is bad. But sometimes it's a million little things that individually don't really matter, but if they all happen in the same episode, it gets really irritating. Today we'll be looking at one such episode, Money to Burn. The episode starts off with a bunch of robberies all happening at the same time. The crooks responsible all gather, somewhere, and sell their stolen goods to the Crimson Twins. Then this happens.
Wow, you guys is amazing.
And that's the first little thing to piss me off. This scene makes sure we all notice the van driver. Hell, he almost kills the twins. And he's voiced by the same actor that does Flint. You would therefore assume he's Flint undercover or something. Nope! He shows up in maybe one other scene and is then never seen again. Also, his bizarre behavior is never explained. Though I do like how the van has blinks on it. It's a reference to a real security firm called Brinks. Anyway, sometime later, we find ourselves at Cobra headquarters. Well, the one they use this episode anyway, which looks about as subtle as a rabbit rhinoceros. And we see our doomsday device of the day.
Is the thermomolecular ignition transmitter ready?
Thermomolecular ignition transmitter. Yeah, he might as well have just said this.
This is the isopalavial interface which controls the main ferromantle drive unit. Don't touch that. It'll blow up the entire ferromantle drive.
The long and short of it is, this thing burns paper money remotely. They test it and then use it on all of America, I guess. This makes me annoyed and confused. But you know what? I'm gonna save that rant for the end. Cobra Commander goes back to his favorite hobby, appearing on all the TVs at once to explain things.
Attention, citizens! Due to the financial irresponsibility and incompetence of your leaders, Cobra has found it necessary to restructure your nation's economy. We have begun by eliminating the worthless green paper, which your government has deceived you into believing is valuable. Cobra will come to your rescue, and out of the ashes will arise a new order!
Huh, so Cobra Commander is a libertarian? The episode fast forwards a week, and America has devolved into looting and rioting.
Cobra has us exactly where they want us, helpless. In less than a week, buying and selling have been replaced by rioting and looting.
And you can't reestablish order until you print new currency.
And you can't print new currency because Cobra will just destroy it.
And the Joes don't know what to do next. Luckily, it's time for the weekly Cobra's Got Talent TV program with Cobra Commander.
Hey boss, that hissing fool's on the TV again!
Wait, so this random guy, has a wristwatch that you can watch television on. In 1985. What, is Dick Tracy undercover there or something?
Citizens of the United States, I am pleased to announce Cobra's Economic Recovery Plan. If you want money to buy food for your children, take all your valuables to the nearest branch of Extensive Enterprises. There, all goods will be exchanged for Cobra currency.
That's it. We've got our lead.
You know, Flint, old buddy, A lead is usually some cryptic clue you have to figure out in order to unravel the bad guy's nefarious scheme. This isn't a lead. This is being told point blank where to go.
The Riddler this ain't.
So they head for the building where stupidity ensues. There's a line of people that spans blocks, and when they think the Joes are trying to cut in line, they become hostile. To their credit, the Joes say they won't fight back. But I have to ask, where the hell is the police? 'Cause this seems like the kind of situation that requires some policing. But it's like in the G.I. Joe universe, there's no such thing as cops, no regular military, just the Joes. Hell, if you take the PSAs as canon, Joes also serve as lifeguards. Back to the riot. I'm not too wild of the visuals of seeing a good old boy going towards a black guy with a rope. He says they're just gonna tie them up, but the unfortunate imagery is there. The Joes are saved from a freaking lynching when Alpine saves the redneck's daughter after his pickup starts rolling downhill. With that, the Joes gain access to the building, and you'll note they have no qualms about attacking innocent security guards, unlike the rioters outside. And no, those guards aren't supposed to be Cobras. The Joes burst into a meeting between the Crimson Twins and Miss Henderhaunch, who is considering letting Cobra guard her valuables. So, not the sharpest knife in the drawers there. The twins explain they're merely brokers for Cobra, not affiliated with them.
Cobra's money is,
As good as anyone's.
in fact,
These days,
it's better.
after all,
These are troubled times.
With that, the Joes have no choice but to leave.
why don't we continue our talk
On the plane.
tomorrow?
All right, 9 o'clock sharp. But never keep a Henderhaunch waiting.
They're within the law. There's nothing we can do.
Are you
Still here.
We were hoping.
You'd show us back to the elevator.
Okay, you know what? That was genuinely funny.
Luckily, the Joes have come up with a plan. Kidnapping the hell out of Henderhaunch and taking her place when she visits Cobra headquarters. That's right, they kidnap an innocent civilian to get at terrorists. What, did Jack Bauer join the Joes when I wasn't looking?
I have a feeling Ms. Henderhaunch is going to be perturbed.
Marvelous. This gentleman has just given me the most wonderful recipe for souffle.
Hey, man, I'm a gourmet.
Holy crap! This woman must have just set the world record for developing Stockholm Syndrome.
So, Lady Jaye, posing as Henderhaunch, is on her way with the twins. She has a cleverly hidden homing device with her.
Did I say cleverly hidden?
I of course mean it's the huge brooch on her jacket. And she opens it up with them sitting right freaking next to her. How did they not notice that? If the creators wanted to convey she had a homing device, just have her fidget with it or something. Leave something up to the imagination. But no, apparently they thought kids were too stupid to pick up on that.
This is another one of those little things that annoys the hell out of me in this episode.
Let's scramble.
Yo, Joe!
And you're not helping, lady!
Anyway, the Joes follow the plane, but it disappears on them. It lands safely at the Cobra base, and Lady Jaye gets the grand tour of the place.
May I see the vault itself? What's in here?
Oh, it's not important, really.
What's in there?
Why, just a...
Looks like some kind of big radio.
Obvious spy is obvious.
She tries to destroy the thermomolecular ignition transmitter, but is stopped by the twins. She does manage to get away, though.
But you don't have me!
Why the hell would you take the time during your fight to escape to take off your disguise? The outfit I can understand, sort of, as it would hinder her in combat, but the mask? And while I'm bitching about that, she was wearing a skirt. But once the disguise comes off, she's wearing frickin' pants. Where the hell did those come from?
You see what I mean with like a million little things that piss me off?
Speaking of which, she escapes to the roof of the Cobra temple where a snow serpent is on guard. He's wearing skis. On a roof with no goddamn snow on it. The only reason he has skis is so Lady Jaye can steal them. Oh, and as a complete aside, snow serpents, the toys, did not in fact come with skis. Meanwhile, in the unfriendly skies, Ripcord has noticed there's a mountain that doesn't show up on his instruments. He figures it's fake, and to test his theory, he decides to jump right into it. You know, I can't help but note that a less suicidal test would be to just fire a missile at the mountain and track that. It wouldn't even have to be armed. But nope. Hurling yourself at terminal velocity towards something you don't think exists is clearly the superior strategy here. He is of course proven right, as the mountain turns out to just be a giant hologram. Which begs the question, how did they get away with that? You're telling me that an extra mountain just poofed into being one day and nobody noticed?
Because I would think that that is something that would not go unobserved.
With the ruse revealed, the Joe send in the cavalry. Troops, snowcats, armadillo tanks, and skyhawks? They are parachuting down Skyhawks, a G.I. Joe vehicle that can fly. Anyway, the commander decides to escape early this episode.
Destro! Baroness! The Joes have found us! Man your flight pods! Lead the assault forces!
Where are you going, Commander?
I shall be directing the battle from a remote location!
Good to get it out of the way, I guess.
You'll note here that we see a fleet of trouble bubbles, or flight pods, leave to attack. The next time we see Cobra's forces, they have magically transformed into claws.
God, this episode blows.
While all this is going on, Lady Jaye is being pursued by Tomax and Zaymat. They catch up with her, and she dispenses with one of them in the stupidest way possible.
I'm always willing to compete in a contest of strength, especially with one so obviously inferior.
I feel the same way about intelligence.
Why are you holding on to the thing?
And of course, given that they're twins, that means there's two of them, so the other one gets the drop on her. So Flint has to come to the rescue. Because we can't very well have a woman defeat two men, now can we? Also, here we see the other twin reacting to the first one getting hit.
Boy, that's what I call telegraphing your punches.
Yeah, that's a thing they do. Which begs the question. Why didn't the both of them go flying when Tomax kept hold of the rocket javelin? Flint and Lady Jaye make short work of the twins, leaving just the Cobra base to deal with. Ripcord is on the job.
G.I. Joe! Well, time for bye-bye, Joe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
The base explodes, raining fake Cobra coins everywhere, enough to distract the idiot Cobra troops, leading to a swift G.I. Joe victory. And the episode ends with the poker game from the beginning, with Ripcord explaining how he got away.
By the way, I've been dying to find out, Ripcord, old buddy. You never finished telling us how you got past that polar trooper.
No big deal. Tied his shoelaces together. When he went for me, he fell flat on his face.
And I should note, it wasn't a polar trooper or snow serpent, but an ordinary Cobra on the roof.
Animation or script error? I'm too exhausted from all the stupidity to decide.
So, that was Money to Burn.
How was it? Like having my teeth pulled without having any anesthesia.
This really was the equivalent of death by a million paper cuts. There's far too much wrong with this episode, and that's without even considering Cobra's main plan.
I seem to remember promising you a rant about that.
Yeah, the idea is to destroy all paper money, making the economy come to a screeching halt. Yeah, that wouldn't really work. And I'm not talking about a device that can remotely burn cash, though obviously that's impossible too. No, I'm talking about what would happen if all paper money disappeared.
Here's a short list of things not affected.
Credit cards, debit cards, coins, checks, bank accounts, stocks, gold, foreign currency, since the attack seems to be only on America. Oh, and I checked. Credit and debit cards were already widely in use in the mid-80s when this episode was made. Oh, don't get me wrong, there would be some chaos to be sure, but the economy would go on.
Overall, this episode was just an irritating mess with a moronic plot.
By the way, in doing research for this review, I accidentally went down the rabbit hole. Conspiracy experts, or as they are more commonly known, nutjobs, have stated that this G.I. Joe episode predicted a plot by the Illuminati to get rid of paper money and replace it with their own currency, fueling the belief the cartoon makers were in on it. Yeah, you know what? If there is a powerful shadowy organization out there determined to control the world, and they look to Cobra Commander for inspiration for their plots, I don't think we've got too much to worry about.
See you next time, everybody.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay.